Hello, everyone. This is Dominic from Real Talk Podcast, and we have Tina here, who is I can probably consider as a guest, but yeah, but you'll be seeing her regularly in this video as well. So, Tina, introduce yourself. What? Yeah.
Hi guys, my name is Tina. I'm a friend, I guess, of this old man. And this is Real Talk. We'll be essentially discussing different things around childhood trauma. Let's just
Yeah, like we're gonna talk about a
cultural,
lot
yeah.
of different topics related to so many things, and you know, mostly psychological, philosophical, and different topics. Maybe future we can go to fitness if she's talking about swimming and stuff, which I don't think so she's actually qualified enough to say, but yeah, we can probably think about that. Okay.
Dark humor comes with this. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So um so we're gonna start with like few questions, and I have some questions in my mind, so we're gonna
Go
talk
on.
about that. Okay. So right now we are just this is today is like 4th of Jan. So start of a fresh new year, and probably after holidays and everything, I'm sure that we would have done something to enjoy it. So I just want to know, like, how did your holiday season looks like in your culture and from your family? Like, first of all, I want to know like where you're from. The viewers want to know like where you're from
Okay,
and
so
everything, because you have a very strong accent and stuff. So they probably would want to know that.
you want to talk now?
Yeah.
I'm from Bulgaria. I
Mhm.
moved here in 2017. Bulgaria is a very small country in Eastern Europe.
Mhm.
We if you guys don't know where Bulgaria is, we have a border with like Greece and Macedonia. We don't consider that a country. Serbia.
I'll cut this off.
We already getting
Yeah.
sued for this one, but
Yeah.
that's fine.
Cancel. Yeah.
Yeah, we have Serbia as well, but it's a very old country, very small country. We have the Cyrillic alphabet, came from us. Russia's took it, didn't do anything proper with it, and yeah, Bulgarian is a very different language from English. So when I moved here in 2017, language was one of the things that it was very hard for me to understand. Culturally as well, obviously, a lot of you probably know about Eastern Europe and the Balkans, and rakia and alcohol and just fermented things. It's very much like that in Bulgaria. So for me, the holidays in Bulgaria usually look like a lot of food, like shit ton of food, shit ton of preparation of food, a lot of meat, just turkey, pork, chicken, cured meat all of the time for the 2 weeks before Christmas and on Christmas Day. We have different stuffed vegetables as well with rice
Oh,
and
surprising.
spices.
Okay.
Yeah, as well as meat. And a
I'm
lot of
sure vegans
alcohol.
will be offended.
What do you mean?
The vegans would be probably offended seeing this, but it's fine. We can speak. It's fine. We are talking about culture, not like our particular views of meat consuming and everything.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of Bulgarian vegans.
Yeah. Blame the. No, don't blame anyone. Yeah, everyone has the right to do. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of food included. There's a lot of alcohol included now because Bulgaria was also under Ottoman rule. I'd do that for the viewers. I'm not going to say the thing that I think. We were under Ottoman rule for 500 years, so there's a lot of Turkish and Greek influence as well on our food. So we have baklava as well. We make that on Christmas.
Baklava.
Baklava is the way you say it in Bulgarian, but yes.
All right, I should probably
Yeah.
go to Bulgaria.
Yes, my grandmother makes such a good, like, she makes the best one.
Is she single? Grandmother?
My granddad died, so yes, she is. Anyway, so yeah, it's filled with a lot of food, filled with a lot of wine and a lot of vodka and a lot of rakia and homemade shit, and arguments as usual with family that goes. They get together, they have a few drinks, and then the shouting
Dramas
starts.
and stuff.
Oh my god, yes. I can go into that, but yeah, how about yours? What's your
Mine.
culture?
We had so it's kind of very mixed, I would say, because I'm from a minority religion in India. It's like Christianity, from Roman Catholic. Just for them to know, yeah, that's why my name is like Dominic, like baptized name is Dominic. Just don't like judge based on my name, blah blah blah. People used to do that. We're like, you can't be Dominic. They'll say, I can be Dominic. So yeah, Anyways, so they are very mixed cultures. Like you have Indian culture there, and also a bit of Christianity culture.
Mhm.
So it's like you'll have wine and everything like proper Christian, like feast sort of, but it's more like Indian food.
Okay.
And we will sometime go church in the night, like around 24th night, or in the morning get up and do. All these are, if I think it was a good experience, obviously, because we gather and everything was nice. We spend relatives' place like close, and we'll be like, I would say almost close to 12, 15 people like that. We'll gather around and we'll be like that. I love the food. I love chicken biryani. It's my favorite.
Mm.
Absolutely delicious biryani. I'm not sure you've heard about it.
I have.
You have heard of it,
I've never had chicken biryani, but I've heard of it.
but it's like best. So you should try.
Okay.
So that's I love it. So, but that's something which I really miss. And whenever I speak to my family back in India, they were like, they say whenever they make biryani, they're like, oh, he loves a lot. Like they think about me and everything. So they say that. So yeah, that is something which I miss. That's how my holiday season was. And obviously, certain members in my family do consume alcohol. I cannot say that. I'm not gonna say that, but
Don't
no,
name
no,
any
I
names.
wasn't like I was actually very against alcohol in the starting. Like I was like shocked and this and that. I was like, no, like didn't. Yeah, so that is how it will be. Obviously, drama will be there, but not like a lot, but like more like family oriented. We might do something. I don't think so. We'll go to movies or anything because okay, movie is something. It's a very big culture in India, so it's like things like it's like a festival sort of. So a lot of people goes to cinemas or something like a proper family outing. From people who are really poor to people who are like high, like doesn't matter. Everyone goes there. It's like movies a very popular thing. So that's why if you notice, if you know about it, you will realize that a lot of actors are the one who's politicians in India. They're that influential, very influential.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why the country is shit uh, in every single way. Yeah, now it's
That's
developing.
why it's not Britain.
Um, I don't want my visa to be cancelled.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so
fine.
that is how it is. But yeah, everything's fine. I wouldn't say like, yeah, it's just like it's a bit subtle family oriented.
Yeah.
For me, it was like Christmas and some New Year's old. New Year probably would celebrate with my friends or something when I was like a bit older, was friends. We just go on a nice bike ride. We have like motorcycles, drive in middle of the night around 11 or 12. Just enjoy. Don't wear helmets, nothing. We'll have like motorcycles are very popular. So we'll have like 7, 8 motorcycles, like 10, 12 people sing songs in the road and go on empty road. So
That
it's like a
sounds
very amazing feeling because we all singing together and driving.
that
So
sounds
that's
really communal,
yeah,
like
it's like
really
a
connected.
very good things. Like
Yeah.
one of the best thing. Just like memories. So that's what we do. That's something which I miss. So this is how my culture and everything. But it differs. Not everyone celebrates Christmas or something. Yeah, they have like different culture. Like Diwali is there. There's a very big debate about firecrackers and stuff. Because like that's like contrary some people from saying not to do it, but they do it in some other countries. So it's like yeah, it's like celebrities are there. Not
Hypocrisy is everywhere.
yeah, like yeah, exactly. So that is there. But other than that, I can't say so much about Indian festivals because I'm not exactly from that proper Indian like culture sort of. Yeah. So
Well, that's
that
a different view because a lot of people that are British or American or people that are just not educated, and I'm definitely one of them, on Indian culture. I didn't know that actually Indian
you just
people
thought
can
I'm
also
Pakistani, so it's fine.
should no, we're not guys. I'm so sorry. This is a big thing that I'm very ashamed about, and I thought that he is from Pakistan, but that's fine. We haven't spoken enough on this.
Hmm.
Don't cancel me. But I didn't know that there are Indians that also practice Christianity. To be completely honest, I mean, I know that there's
Why do you think British people came there? Yeah.
now, but I don't know enough on Indian culture. I don't
Mhm.
know enough about the food. I don't know enough about, and I think a lot of people don't. So this is why this is like a opening a door towards that and towards Bulgarian people, which because we're such a small country as well, people don't know much about it. We actually have a thing on New Year's that you mentioned because you mentioned what you guys do on New Year's.
Mhm.
Now, we have a traditional thing that we do on New Year's, and that is you grab a flock, like an old piece of I don't know how to call it. This is a very bad translation because I've never had to actually speak about this before, so I'm not really prepared to talk much on it. I'll expand on it on a different episode. But what we do is we do a certain amount of smacks on the elder's back with
Oh,
it,
okay,
and
okay,
we
yeah.
basically we thank them for what they've.
Smacking elders back to thank them.
Listen,
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
it's for health. It's for health and for wealth. I think it was, and basically we thank them for everything they've given us. Thank them for supporting us. There's an actual mantra that you say, like an actual. It's not like a song, but
A
you.
ritual, like something you speak.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes, exactly, and they give you money
Oh,
at the end of it.
you have to recite them. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
it's.
money is also, I think, similar culture in India. Anything's like they just give you money or something. As a
Oh yeah,
kid, I'll get it and I'll give it to my
grandmother
parents.
just slips
Yeah,
money.
actually, they have to give it to my parents, but yeah, never got to keep it.
Oh, my sister used to do that. She used to she did the biggest mistake. She was so pissed about it as well because my granddad used to give me and my sister money every because we would go every 2 months. So for my sister's birthday, sister's name days is actually that's something Christian Orthodox. I'll go into that
Yeah, yeah, I
later.
know that. I know name. Yeah,
Yeah, name days.
yeah.
So on her name day, on her birthday, on Christmas, on Easter, shit like that. My granddad always used to give money to me and
It's fine. We beep.
beep that part out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she would give them to my mom and she would ask mom, just keep them safe for me because at some point when they accumulate, I want to use it for something big. And she saved about 1,000 lever, which is about £500 over a span of years. And when she asked mom, can I have this money because I want to actually buy myself something, my mom just went, yeah, it's gone. I've used it. You
Okay.
what?
Mm.
Yeah, she hasn't saved it in a bank the way that she said that she would. So that's actually pretty sad. She was very mad for years on that one.
Yeah. So speaking of that, I think now we'll probably go to the family dynamics and experiences. Kind of related now. It's gonna be interesting.
Okay.
Okay. Um. So were there any arguments or moments of tension during these arguments? Like how did they unfold?
There was always arguments.
Mm.
It's very normal for Eastern European people to get in arguments. It's like because of I think there's a lot of like anger and there's a lot of suppressed anger and a lot of generational trauma in Eastern Europe. I mean, when you think about the amount of countries in Eastern Europe that went through slavery, then they went through dictators in Soviet Union, because that's what I call them. In my opinion, they were just dictators of those countries, and now gradually, we are coming out of it. It's been 30 years, but that's not going to stop. That type of behavior of just anger and just being negatively charged towards people that you don't know and just always being skeptic about everything and just always thinking that it's safe what you do know. It's what was happening in my family as well. It's just my granddad thought that his way of life was the way that you should live your life, and he didn't
Yeah.
agree with anything new. Was of it was of he was afraid of. He didn't believe in the type of stuff that my dad did. He didn't believe in the type of stuff that I believe. He was homophobic. He was racist. I loved him to bits, but he was. And as educated as he was, that's just not educated. That's
Yeah.
just not intelligent to be exclusive in your own, nationality and race. It just doesn't make sense to me. So there was constant argument around the type of stuff that my dad did for a living, the type of stuff that I'm doing. My granddad was always picking up arguments, and my dad was picking up arguments with him. So you get a few drinks in at dinner, and as soon as we finish dinner, they would start an argument that would finish at 3 a.m. and we're trying to sleep. And that was every time we would see my granddad, at least once a month or once every 2 months. Constant. It wouldn't stop. So shouting, arguments for me, that was normal.
Okay. So are you someone who can sleep at silence?
I can't sleep when it's loud, so I never slept. So I can only sleep when I'm a very light sleeper.
Oh, so even if it's slight sound, you'll get up.
Yeah.
Completely different.
Mm.
Even I remember back when I was in London. there was this like there was like smoke alarm. I think there was no battery in charge, so it was going off like like beep beep beep. And I think I slept through it.
You
I was
did.
actually sleeping through it. So it was like in different room. I was actually sleeping through it. Then after that, actually like for like I can. I was like even if I'm like yeah okay I'm heavy sleeper. Even alarm like goes off, I wouldn't wake up. I'm that kind of heavy sleeper. I can get it like it's very
Oh my
different.
god. Yeah. Well,
I think it's like
usually
you're all like I think probably just you're like always alert or something. I'm not. I always feel like relaxed or like nothing's gonna happen. I think that's a different like you're like hyper
hypervigilance.
vigilant. Yes. That's something I don't like. For me it's like if someone tells me something, anything, I'll actually believe or understand, trust it or whatever it is,
Mm,
any actions or something. So like for me, like trusting a person is like something which I do easily
mm.
because I just want to believe or never felt like a thing where I feel like wouldn't say like unsafe. Very rarely, never experienced. I think like that is a difference. I think that's where I think when people grow up into different people,
Different trauma
yeah,
responses.
because of how you felt as a kid. Like yeah,
It's it's
I think that's
it's
a
kind of
personality.
interesting because a lot of people in Eastern Europe say, you can sleep at a fucking wedding
Mm.
or a party that's going on in your house as a child until God knows many what type of the night, and you're just sleeping on chairs. If you've seen those memes of just back on people's kids sleeping on the wedding's chairs because the wedding is continuing until six
Oh, you
o'clock
saw
in the
me in the new
morning.
in the New Year's Eve. New
Yeah,
Year's Eve, you guys were having fun. I was happy to
yeah,
sleep.
you were
I was
sleeping.
actually sleeping there. I think I'm not sure. I think there'll be pictures or something. I was actually
Yeah,
sleeping.
you were like this on the couch. I was like,
Yeah,
what
they're
the
like
fuck is
songs of
going
because
on?
I kind of was like slow, like it wasn't an issue at all for me. I can actually sleep.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah.
that's the same in my culture as well. And I think up until a certain point, I remember my mom telling me that through parties,
Mm,
through get-togethers at home, I used to be able to do the same. But I think because other stuff happened,
mhm,
at the end when I was about 11, 12, that other stuff started happening at home. And I think that triggered the hypervigilance response because I was able to sleep through shit. And now, up until, I'm 24 now, I still can't. I still just get this overwhelming feeling that as soon as I hear something, I'm up. I
mhm,
have to be really tired for the hypervigilance to actually subside.
mm.
Yeah.
It's interesting actually. Like you said something about other stuff. Do you want to talk about it?
What do you mean by other stuff?
No, you just said until 14 there was like other stuff which happened. Is there something you want to share to the viewers
Um,
or it's like some other time?
no, we can
Because
talk
is it
about
related?
it
I
if
mean, if it's like related to this, then yeah, but yeah, it's topic.
it's just another part of Eastern European life, I guess, if I have to relate it to that. Just having a toxic family, arguments, shit like that. So you wake up to that stuff, I guess, because um it was domestic violence,
Mm,
and I was the one that was helping. I was the one that was being woken up
mm.
to.
Oh, you are the elder child of the family.
I was the parentified
Yeah,
child.
parentified child. That's the right term.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
the parentified child, and I was the one that was getting
So
up.
for viewers who doesn't know what is parentified child, can you just give like what does it mean?
I'll just do a brief description. So, in psychology, a parentified child is a child that was never allowed to be a child. A lot of people will be able to probably relate to this in the sense of you were the sounding board of your mum and dad. Your mum would come and chat to you about your dad. Your dad would come to you and chat about your mum, but they wouldn't solve stuff together. You weren't allowed to just be a child and I don't know, for example, just have toys, have time for yourself. You'd have to do chores from a very young age. That also goes into families that are not that fortunate, like mine was. So I had to help out a lot. But you just deal with shit that you're not supposed to deal as a child. You're dealing with how to make sure that your dad is not angry because he's going to become violent, how to not get your mum angry because she's going to go to your dad and, get him to do something that you're not doing. It's just constantly trying to make sure that your parents are at a happy stage so that you feel safe. Therefore,
So you were like an unqualified therapist at the age of
oh God, I think shouldn't have put makeup on. Um, it started very young. I want to say I was probably 7 or 8 when that shit started.
Okay, so now you're qualified, right? Like we're going to be qualified therapists. So
I will be qualified therapist after my masters. I'm not qualified yet, so
yeah.
yeah,
So future, if you guys want any type of thing, you can ask her.
no, don't.
You need to make money. What? No, don't. Any type of services like client wise this trauma therapy and everything she would handle. She will do everything for you at a very discounted price. You can use my code. You'll probably use my code. Like
Fuck's sake.
just say my name. She'll probably do it for a very discounted price. I know you can. You sure? Come
Yeah,
on.
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I can
See,
do it.
she'll do it, but just in some time. Yeah.
Don't sell me like that though.
We need to tell ourselves anything about me, which you guys say. I run a business and even if you guys want
There we go. Sell yourself now.
but yeah, no. Okay. So I've other question.
Go on.
So about your family gatherings as a child,
Mhm.
were you like excited or nervous, or how did it feel? Like, what was your always how it felt? Like, very excited because you could see that at least in advertisements or something they'll say like Christmas or like every kid's like, oh, I'm excited to do this. At least what I've shown in movies and stuff, I don't think so I was excited for Christmas or all day.
No,
Probably because of the fact that there was no school. I was happy that I don't have to do any sort of homework and like stuff.
that was really good. That was definitely good. To be entirely honest, I don't remember how I felt, and I think a lot of it has with suppressing memories and suppressing feelings, or not being able to even feel what
Mm,
I'm trying to what's actually coming up for me because of the constant fear of not feeling safe.
mhm,
So it's I think if you guys don't know what I'm describing, probably not because it's quite vague.
mm,
It's disassociation. You literally disassociate from
mm,
your emotions, and when you have so many people that are have a lot of trauma that they haven't resolved, and they're meeting together for Christmas when there's going to be a lot of time together that you're going to spend, like 3 days is too much,
mm,
and there's a lot of alcohol involved, you know that it's a recipe for disaster. The excitement came from seeing my granddad, and also seeing his dogs. One of them is still alive. Her name is Geri. She's a
oh,
Rottweiler.
okay.
She is
Rottweiler.
yes, she is
Oh.
so cute and massive, big.
Mm,
I used to spend time with her a lot. And the food, because one of the things that I'm never going to forget, it's one of my favorite things, Bulgarian food, is they have a stone oven outside in the garden,
mhm,
and they would light it up and let it to get really hot, and
mhm,
then what they would put into like a fuck off big tray,
mhm.
sorry, massive tray, in which you're
Okay.
gonna have a whole turkey,
Mhm,
you're gonna have chicken, pork, and then what you also have is little cabbage, fermented cabbage that it's filled with mince, rice, and spices. We
mhm,
call them sarmi. Now you
mhm,
have them in all different sizes. You can have them in bigger sizes, sarmi. You can have them in smaller. My mother used to make them about maybe like this big,
okay.
not big at all,
Mm,
right? But they would be full of flavor, and you put all of that in a tray with the juices of all of that meat and some other spices, and you leave it for 15 hours on that stone oven
oh,
outside.
that be flavors be so okay.
I
Yeah.
fuck you not. That is the best thing I ever have. Like
Okay.
every year, I can't wait for
Mm.
that. That's the best thing. But it comes with a lot of sad times, you know.
I think you said something about dissociation.
Disassociation.
Yeah, it's like cognitive dissociation. I think I've read about that.
Yeah.
Okay,
What have you
like
read about it?
like it's they could not. They try to dissociate from the actual reality and
Mm.
try to avoid it.
So there's different types of disassociation. What you're describing is, yes, you're trying to get away from the reality. But what I was it's like I remember the reality. I remember what happened factually. I remember. I just can't remember how I felt.
Mm,
I disassociated just emotionally because I remember what was happening. I just don't remember how I felt. it's like I was just not present emotionally. There was like a wall between my emotions and the situation, and I think it's because it's a very interesting phenomenon that your brain is doing
Hmm.
when you've never
Keep you
been.
feel safe. Hmm.
And for example, as well with memory, when you can't remember that something has happened, it's your brain's way of trying to keep you sane. So that's why you don't remember certain things happening. That's why you can't remember how you felt, or you. It's not that you can't remember. It's just you can't access it.
Hmm.
You're not feeling safe. So until you start feeling safe in your own body, those emotions are not going to come up for you because you've put some type of wall between yourself and them, and that happens when you never get taught how to feel your emotions.
That is it. So I'm like all these things about me going into all detail is it's in a recent times because of one particular person, which I don't want to say in front of you.
That's
But yeah,
okay.
like it's a good thing. And I felt like it's very important for people to know this because I always felt that my how I feel as a person is exactly how the other person feels. I can actually have a conversation. See, this is how I feel, you see, but it's entirely different. Entirely different. I thought like yeah, now it's like I always like now I can understand like you all grow up different ways. So how I react to certain things, you may not react to certain because I thought like hobbies and interests are like different, but it's kind of related to what you grew up and how you react to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think we were talking about stuff like you said that you are interested to watch like murder mysteries and documentaries and all those stuff because you want to know about how it's. For me, it's more like some knowledge about how to be one step smarter or one step advanced or like take something new. Like my if you see my YouTube recommendation or something,
Mm-hmm.
it would be mostly about recently now because psychology is like more of psychology, probably a bit of dating and stuff. Oh, this or that. And mostly it's about tech or what is happening, how to be productive, which is I'm trying to be, but I'm very bad at it. I'm still procrastinating. I don't know why. I need to figure it out why. So these are my suggestions will be there. So that's an exact different contrast because that's what makes me learn. So if I see something like those topics, I want to know what it is. Like a thumbnail or something, if I see, I'll know. But you, if for you the suggestions is something related to murders and stuff or documentaries, you will be interested to know. I think so. That's where we differ as personalities and what things happen in it.
I think it's because you want to understand yourself and you want to understand and know yourself better. I want to understand other people
Hmm.
because to you it feels unsafe when you're not good.
Hmm.
To me, it feels unsafe if people around me are not happy.
Okay. You always wanted to keep it or like have to make it happy because of
Yeah, because if my parents weren't happy, then well, if my parents were not in a good state with me, then I'm not safe.
okay. Yeah, I think probably there should be tissue there.
It's okay. It's fine. It's not that much yet, but it's getting there.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
So I think yeah, that now makes sense actually. So were you a people pleaser then, or are you still are?
Sometimes.
Is that why you didn't want to tell me things clearly about the conversation we just had earlier?
Yes.
Because you
There's
don't want to
a
like make me feel bad or like that or like want to make it awkward.
um I don't yes, I don't want to make you feel bad, but not because I would take your emotion as my responsibility, but because I would feel unsafe if you express anger within, if I've hurt you in some way, if I say something that might hurt you, I'm not afraid that I'm going to hurt you. I'm afraid you're going to hurt me back with your reaction.
Which I would.
Fucking hell, man. That helps. Thanks.
Thank you.
Jesus Christ. Let me pour my heart out for you to go. Yeah.
No, it's good. I think it's better to talk. I, I mean, I don't think so. I'm actually people. No one has ever told me that I'm people please. I'm actually for people who call me I'm an asshole, which I have no idea why. Probably heard it many times, but I think I am nice to in a way, like nice, kind. Is that?
I don't know you enough to confirm or deny that yet, but you
Yeah.
know.
I'll put up a poll. Let's see if the people have dated me and close. They somebody say yes or no. No, I'm blocked everywhere. So they wouldn't see. So they wouldn't see that.